right, we've been busy covering earnings season and covering all sorts of sectors. Let's zero in on media and media production in this country. Blue Ant Media, a relatively new public name since they recently did a reverse takeover of Boat Rocker Media. We want to bring in the CEO, Michael MacMillan of Blue Ant, to talk a little bit more about what's been happening with this business. By the way, welcome back to the public markets, which you've obviously been running public companies in your long career before. But for those who might just want a little bit more context on how the Boat Rocker deal came together, just a quick reminder on why that was an important move for Blue Ant.
Sure. So Blue Ant is a Canadian-based company that we're a streamer. We're also a producer, international distributor, and our main market is international, but we're based here in Toronto. And this is a reverse takeover, so Blue Ant shareholders got issued shares in Boat Rocker Media. We became the controlling shareholders, the majority shareholders of Boat Rocker. So for Blue Ant, it's a really important move. It gives us access to permanent capital, and at a time when the industry is going through some upheaval. So being well capitalized with dry powder is a good thing.
You know, one of the things I was curious to know from you, Michael, is somebody who has overseen a lot of production assets in this country for many years, but now the lens through which production finds a home is so different. And even in the early days of Blue Ant, like there was a focus on digital as much as anything else. So how do you see this business growing from here? Because you do have some ambition to keep growing, I believe.
We do. I guess the one thing is that the internet has made it easier for people to watch what they want when they want. That's pretty evident. It's also meant that borders are blurring. And so if you want to grow a business in this space, you need to have a pretty sharp eye on what the international market is. So you need to have people on the ground, boots on the ground, full intel in America, in Europe, in Asia Pacific, and you need to be able to figure out what that audience wants and deliver it to them. So you need to have an international understanding.
And do you think Canada can have a strong media representation within that world? I think we've had a lot of, philosophical questions about, where our media industry goes from here.
I sure hope so. I think, as you mentioned, I've been around. So back in the day, my previous company, Alliance Atlantis, was able to fill that role to some degree.
Yeah.
I sold that a long time ago. Then Entertainment One, for some years, also was filling that role, and it got sold also. So, we like to think at Blue Ant that there is room for a Canadian flag-bearing or flag-waving, internationally focused, strong media company that's based here, but absolutely is serving that international market.
We're almost out of time, but what are some of the early questions you're getting from investors as a public company these days?
Mostly they're asking us, what are we going to do with the capital that we now have?
Sure,
because this RTO just closed. It puts a fair bit of dry powder on our balance sheet, and so we're getting asked, what do you want to do? What are you going to do with that? And the answer is, obviously, we're working hard on M&A.
All right. Well, we'll watch very closely. And Michael, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Michael MacMillan is the CEO of Blue Ant Media, joining us here in